really want to thank the young people for being here, because you're the future for us, and this building is the future for us. So it's a perfect way to welcome the futures by having you here with us this morning. There's going to be things in this building you're going to see that aren't normal in most buildings yet. They're cutting-edge kinds of things, but by the time you folks are out in the workforce, certainly by the time you're my age, everybody's going to have this stuff, and you'll be some of the first ones to see it. So it's great to have you here and great to have everybody else here. We are joined by a lot of people we'll be introducing as we go through this morning. Real quickly, this is a building that we're so proud of because this building really epitomizes the values of the Public Utilities Commission in San Francisco. It uses a third less power than a normal office building. It uses 60% less water than a normal office building, and it saves our ratepayers money. Hundreds of millions of dollars over the life of this building will be saved because we're going to be using the building efficiently. We're going to own a building as opposed to rent the building, and so it's a wonderful place. With that, I want to kick this off this morning with this tour by introducing the mayor. Over his career, he has had so many different fingers in this building, from being head of DPW to being the city administrator to being the mayor, and so finally seeing this fruition for the mayor is also a welcome thing. Mayor Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Good morning, everyone. And a special good morning to our students and parents and teachers from James Denman Middle School. Now, I've got the same eyes as you today, because this is the very first time I've stepped into this building as well. So everything you see for the first time is going to be the same with me. I'm going to go, wow. And I'm going to ask questions. And I'm going to try to find out where this water comes from and why are you using wastewater this way? I want to have the same questions as you are, because I'm excited about what this building is doing, and I'm very thankful to the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission, to, of course, Ed Harrington, his wonderful staff, see Harlan here, and others on the management team. I also am thankful to the commission as well, that they've all been guiding this process. You know, some years ago, when I was an attorney, I actually was working on this site. This used to be the site of the workers' comp hearing room. And I had to go to court to represent workers who were injured right on this site. And over the years, the state abandoned it and became a vacant site. It was kind of part of our civic center area where we're a little embarrassed because we didn't know what to do with it for so many years. And there were fits and starts about what we could do and pay for. And then the idea came from Ed Harrington and others after so many other efforts to try, why don't we stop paying rent for all of the PUC offices. We're paying expensive rent on Market Street. Why don't we consolidate the efforts, but at the same time, use our evolved intelligence about building the greenest building, the most energy efficient building that we can. And guess what? We are one of the greenest buildings in the country today. This is a building where it's the only building that we know of that's going to reuse its wastewater and reuse it, that it's creating energy by wind and by solar on the roof in very large amounts, that will have the design of it, working with the contractors. Andy Ball's here from Webcar. I want to thank Andy for his wonderful construction capabilities, working with our DPW and our PUC, because they have accepted a design and all the challenges that go with it to build it the right way. They've used special concrete. They worked with a design that makes sure airflow can reduce the amount of air conditioning that we see in many other buildings that they use, and it's very high use of energy in order for the HVAC system to work. But the airflow here, the raised floor, so that down the years, 25, 30 years down the road when we're redoing these floors for different uses, we'll be able to do it in much more efficient and less costly manner. In fact, this building saves the PUC and the city $500 million over the next 100 years in today's dollars. $500 million. That's great because the PUC exists because of our ratepayers. Our ratepayers are paying for this. They want to see the smartest technology. They want to see a building that not only houses 900 happy employees, but also employees who are smart in handling the public's very strong interest in making sure we create and continue maintaining our water system. Not only is it a great building, this is a building that's for you kids. When you grow up, and you're going to come here more than once, this is a building that educates you and your friends and families for generations to come. How we take care of our water system, how we take care of the Hetch Hetchy water system that gives us the most pristine water to drink and to use, and how we maintain that whole system, not just for San Franciscans, but for the 2.5 million other people that depend upon a natural water system of Hetch Hetchy that we've built over the years and maintained it, and spent a lot of taxpayers' money making sure it's earthquake safe. This building is also going to be the safest building to be in case there ever is an earthquake event. And we want to do that. We are doing that with all of our libraries. We're doing that with all of our civic buildings. And when we build new buildings and get a chance to do that, we want to make sure it will withstand. So if you're in this building, it's going to be able to rock a little bit, just like City Hall does, but it will be safe for everyone that's in it. I was here over a year and a half ago, just last year, and we were across the street putting on the last beam, and we were already excited at that time to see how this building would come out. And every floor, it's got special things on it, and it's using all of our artwork in the city. So you can see a lot of nice artwork that comes from our Arts Commission and our Grants for the Arts programs that are displayed here to complement and make it a good working environment. You know, the other part that we're so proud of is that working, again, with Webcor and Andy Ball and all of their subcontractors, 40% of all of the workforce that built this building and designed it are San Francisco residents. So again, we're honoring a very critical goal here, not only for the environment, but for the jobs that we want locally. We have honored union and labor to make sure it happened the right way. So this building represents so much of the good things that we've always wanted out of our public buildings and all of our construction. And I want to, again, congratulate DPW, our PUC, Mohammed's here from DPW, our Public Utilities Commission and its commission and staff, our contractors, our Community of Arts programs, our other agencies working in collaboration with this, including our Department of the Environment and all the others. And then our vendors, whether they're contractors or the other businesses that helped with the video and the electronics in this building, make it not only modern, but make it technologically updated so that for years you're going to be able to see the whole Hetchy water system displayed as for all of our kids and future families, but also to use it in everyday technology for communications. This is more than just a work building. It's a demonstration of what we can do when we all work together and put the goals of the greenest and the most modern and the technology in blessing with what the Public Utilities Commission does for our city, that is take care of our water infrastructure and our wastewater infrastructure. So congratulations, Ed, for a wonderful effort here, but congratulations for really building what I know you personally were involved in every part of this, and it's a great way to really cap a wonderful, wonderful legacy that you've had. So congratulations to you. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Mayor Lee. When you were coming over, you said you hadn't been inside this building. You could give the tour. You know so much about it, so thank you very much. The mayor mentioned a lot of people. One other person I want to point out is David Hofstadter, who's back there from KMD. They're the designers of this building, and so much of the credit also goes to David, the MD and the best. And there's two other people, and we'll mention a lot of names tonight, but we do have the project managers that are here today. From the PUC, it's Shelby Campbell, and from DPW, it's Brooke Mavato. So to start the tour, kids, the mayor gave you a hint. Do you know where our water comes from? Good. And the answer is Hetch Hetchy, and these kids are smart. Everybody coming to our building will not be as smart, and so we've done a teaching wall here so that when children like this and their parents come into this building, they can learn about the Hetchy system through this teaching wall. I'm asking our friends at Obscura, who produced this wall for us, to turn on the wall that shows us the Hetch-Hetchy system. You can see it starts with Hetch-Hetchy. It comes down through the Central Valley. It produces energy on the way. It has a variety of customers in the southern part of the Bay Area. It comes, you'll notice it's interactive. You can see things. And sir, walk up this way a little bit. Just walk up a little bit. And stand in front of this piece. You'll notice as you walk, things will jump up and tell you what they are. So you can learn as you walk around the handicap ramp here the kinds of things we do for the organization and the kinds of things we do for the city. It's an interactive wall that will bring anybody in and will let them learn how the Hetch-Hetchy system works. And you'll notice as you come into the city, it goes from blue pipe to purple pipe, and that represents the wastewater portion of this organization. So we have the Hetchy water, we have clean power coming in, and we have the wastewater portion of the city. So we call this from snowfall to outfall. And again, it's a teaching tool that we're going to be using for people as they walk through the basement, as they walk through the lobby of the building. And so that brings me to the next question is, do you know what happens when you flush a toilet? Where does the water go? So the water goes to a treatment plant. Absolutely. In your home, that's the case. That's not going to be the case in this building. And so let's walk over to what we call the living machine, and you can see how when you flush a toilet here, it'll be a different experience because we're going to be reusing the water on site here.